I get this axle prepped to go in bob. So we're going to strip all the fancy brakes off for the buggy, and we've got 3/4 ton conversion stuff from, I think, Rough Stuff. I think it was Rough Stuff or Barnes. I'm pretty sure it was Rough Stuff. We'll get rid of the full hydro mount. We're going to cut this whole bracket off. What else are we doing? Oh, we got to pull our Brannick Racing 300M cryogenically frozen $700 U-joints out. And then we're going to put just some Spicer solids back in that. And then those fancy joints are going to go in our fancy Brannick 40 spline axles for the 14 bolt. So lots of part swapping today, a little cutting and grinding. This thing's already got 3-link mounts, so I'm hoping they'll work with the lower link mounts on here. I don't know, the angle might be too much, which will kind of suck, but I really don't want to cut all these off and redo them. So I'll get rolling here, get this thing tore down. Speed. Oh yeah, these joints are so huge that you have to pull the grease caps off before you can get them out. You get an 8mm, little 8mm socket, a little quarter ratchet mill. Yeah, these Brannick joints won't pass through. And you gotta grease them every 8 hours because there's no needles inside them, they're solid. We'll see how we did on the grease when we pull them apart.
You've been doing that?
Yeah. I greased them a couple, it's smaller than that.
Smaller?
They're like maybe a 7. Okay, now that should come out. Sweet. This will probably start leaking. So we'll swap the joints out and we'll send that thing back in. There should be a couple of U-joints in your stuff, probably in the bucket. Get these joints swapped out. Yeah, send those back in and reassemble this bad boy with the new brakes. Okay. With the 3/4 ton brake conversion on the Dana 60, you got to drill the rotors out for the studs to go through. So we're going to use our overpriced drill press. You can hand drill these, doesn't really matter, but we got to do 16 of them, so I figured why not just use the mill. So grab by hand and you can always make sure you got your safety squints on. Oh God. Always come into it real slow and let the bit kind of center it. Like that. So are these just better than the stock ones then? The brakes?
Yeah.
So the stock brakes have a really giant piston. And so when you put a 1 ton in a Toyota, the Toyota Master Cylinder has a small amount of volume. So if you go to a smaller brake, 3/4 ton brake has a smaller piston, then it doesn't require so much fluid to squeeze the caliper. And you shave a whole bunch of weight because you get rid of the factory bracket and a giant caliper and a giant rotor. And in a Toyota, the truck is so light, you don't need that big of a brake. So we're still gonna do a 1-ton master cylinder, but yeah, like if you're gonna run a Toyota master cylinder, you definitely need this. But with this setup in a 1-ton master, you get a really nice brake feel with the small, because Toyota has a smaller brake booster too than like a 1-ton Chevy truck. So
Yeah.
it's just better all around. It's the best combination I've found. So save weight. It's a way better style, like floating caliper. Just better all around. So anyway, oh, that's cool. Now we can get that out. We'll drop our table down a little bit, I guess. This joint out first. So we're gonna set that. If you don't do your U-joints like this, then you're doing it wrong. I see people with like a socket and then a bigger socket or a press. All you gotta do is put it in the vise. And hit the fucking thing. And figure out how to pitch their joints out because they're so oversized. Now you have enough room to get that out. Holy cow. Never clamp it on the seal surface. Should be pretty good on our grease. Ooh, got a little gull right there. I guess we were lacking a little bit. That's weird. Huh. Into that hammer. Oh, it's right there. This is what one $350 U-joint looks like. 300M material, cross-drilled. They're cryogenically frozen. These are for like relief in the cross section. Bearingless. Yeah, these fuckers are bad boys. Lifetime warranty. In other words, you will not break these. Okay, we'll put the new one in, slam her back in the truck. Okay, then you just set them over the top, and now you got a nice hole that your stud can go through. 11/16 drill bit is what you need for it to go past the knurl and onto that little surface there. Anyway, I put an air hammer on them to put it back in. That's it. And you got brakes. Three-quarter ton brake brackets. Check. Ordered these from Skies like a month ago. Never got them. Canceled it. Ordered from Rough Stuff. Got them in 2 days. Rough Stuff for the win. We're going to squirt a little paint on them. And we'll keep assembling. Last night Jesse got all the brackets cut off. The old upper link brackets, coilover brackets, front hydro mount. Still got lots of cleaning to do, but One more thing off the list. So maybe today we can get this assembled and get it slid under the truck. Maybe even put some tires on it. Start getting it all mocked up. Working on Bob today. Got the lower links kind of tacked in place. Now we're playing with the upper link mount. We're sitting at full bump. We're gonna try to build all this at full bump. Let's get a light in there. There we go. Anyway, there's our top link. We got like millimeters to work with here. That's all the room we got. So I'm gonna try to build a couple of top link tabs, get that tacked in. Then we can roll this thing out in the middle of the shop and cycle the front end and see how we're doing on bind. So. Links and things. Bob White. Working on the top link so we can get this axle attached so we can move this thing around. So it's not... Hold it flatter so you're not just working on the tip.
You gotta be like... Care about the middle?
Good enough. Once it's on the lift, we'll weld it. We're just gonna put some real heavy tacks on it. We're not gonna fully weld anything until we cycle the suspension. So that's plenty good. We got our top link in here. We got very, very small tolerances. So we got our axle centered side to side. We're at full bump right now. We're actually like sitting on the oil pan damn near. So we're gonna get the link tab tacked in there. Not gonna fully weld anything until we cycle everything and know we're good. Our link separation's about 9 inches. Usually you want 10% of your tire size. These are 40s, so we're about an inch less than ideal, but we can't really go up any higher because we're gonna get into the starter and a bunch of other crap. So it is what it is, and it's a wheeler, so whatevs. Oh, and our pinion angle set at about 4.5 degrees. Or not pinion angle, our caster angle, sorry. Moving of the temporary legs. Oh God, oh God.
Shut up!
Death wheel, no guard, no handle. At least he's got a face shield on. We're halfway safe today. That's pretty good. We didn't do the top weld. Yeah. Perfect. Switch to a flat disc and grind that off so we don't cut ourselves.
Yep. Okay, we got our MP205 here, and I'm gonna remove this transmission adapter for our Turbo 400, and I'm just gonna clock it counterclockwise a few holes on here. On our doubler here, we have a lot of holes drilled into this, so you can decide if you want to flat belly it or run a stock front output angle. Anyway, I'm going to take this off and I'm going to click it over 1 or 2 holes so we can get this front output a little higher, and we can cut out our floor, our desired amount. We don't want to cut it out a bunch where we're going to have to remount our seats and completely build a new floor. We're just looking to put a little notch in the floor maybe. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but anyway, I'm going to take this off, put it back on, and just prepare for making a cross member tomorrow. So Yeah. Transfer case installed. Not really, but it is bolted together. Either our spacer is too wide. I think our adapter is too wide for this setup because we didn't get any engagement with the splines. So we're gonna have to call Off-Road Design and figure out. I'm pretty sure they sell a skinnier one, and it's the same one I have in the buggy. So we need to get this thing to drop down a little more because I don't want to cut any more of the floor. But we can't get this thing to sag anymore. Right now it's hanging off the motor mounts, believe it or not, this whole setup. And it is resting on the headers, so we're gonna drop this thing down, put a floor, or we'll probably hang a ratchet strap off the roll cage to support it, and then we're gonna have to pull the headers off, and then we'll raise it back up and get the elevation where we want it to be, and then we can start building a cross member. So let's get this thing back on the ground. Let's get these jacks out. Hopefully the other thing is the axle's like hanging off these little tack welds. Scary. Everything's sketch right now. All the sketch. This is as flat bellied as you're gonna get. But yeah, factory seats are gonna go in. We might even be able to get a center console bolted back in. We don't even need a shifter. We can just like put a fucking knob on that. Huh. Nice. Sweet. Oh, actually, some of this will get cut out because the JB Fab shifters bolt on right here. So some of this will get cut out a little bit more too. So anyway, what we're doing now is we're gonna hang this thing off the roll cage.
Should we put this?
I don't know. Probably gut wrap it around the pinion. And then just slide this back a little bit. Right there. Yep. Mm-hmm. It'll bite. You gotta get a couple wraps on there. Crank it up. Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah, we need to get the pressure off the headers. So. Yeah, that's probably good. Yeah, it's moving. Yeah. Well, I don't want like a bunch of pressure on the header bolts, and then we like. Well, I don't want to like fuck one of them up, you know. Oh, we need to buy header studs for this, or a set of better bolts. These shit ones that came with the headers are exactly that. They're garbage. Anyway, yeah, you can see where we're hitting. I actually already have it marked where I need to clearance the frame, notch the frame a little bit for it. But for now, we'll just pull the headers off so that we can get this whole drivetrain like secure.